Hi, peoples.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to episode 2 of DAC, i.e. Trigun, episodes 6 through 10. These ones did us in.
What?
And here's why.
Corrections. Episodes 9 and 10 did us in.
Yeah. Because number one, it is almost 5 o'clock. We haven't eaten since...
I haven't eaten since 10:30 this morning.
I haven't eaten since 11. And we started the episodes at 2 because it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Almost here.
Well, yeah, at the end. Anyway,
Whatever.
Fuck it. So, yeah, that happened. But let's get into episode 6 through 10.
So this series of episodes, it was a little different than the first ones.
Definitely.
Last time, the first couple episodes royally screwed us over in the beginning because remember our rules, which you'll see here, somewhere along here.
God damn it.
But we added a new one. We have to put them in.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'll get there. So last time, our first rule, by them saying Vash or Vash's stampede,
yeah.
we had to drink every time they said it.
True.
That screwed us in the beginning because if you watched the first one, which you should have, and if you haven't, there'll be a link somewhere here where you'll go watch the first one before you watch this one.
Hallelujah.
Brian explained last time that them saying Vash in the first couple episodes, because it's an introductory series, it really got us going. Like, it made us drink a lot.
Hell yeah. They want to get that name in your mind. They want you to know this is Vash the Stampede, humanoid typhoon. I almost said the hurricane typhoon. God fucking damn it.
So
The humanoid typhoon. Yes.
anyway, so this time, episodes 6 through 10, it's diving a lot further into the story. It's not any introductory anymore, to a point. So episode 6, 7, and 8 was a lot slower than 1, 2, and 3 were. To be honest, in the middle of these episodes, me and Brian were dozing off.
Yeah,
watching these episodes, like it was really slow.
Yeah,
It was
I granted,
rough.
we both had work early, and then came in and were like, okay, let's record these episodes, or let's watch these episodes. And so the first couple were kind of tiring just because there wasn't, granted there were some story elements going on, but it's kind of like, I think about those episodes like watching a sitcom where between the beginning of the episode and the end of the episode, everything basically stays the same. Like if you missed what happened in those 2 episodes,
you didn't miss much.
Nothing would be different. You would have missed what happened in that singular episode, but in the full storyline of the show, you wouldn't really have missed much.
There is one detail, however, in these slower episodes that is revealed in the story. Essentially, what it is in episodes 7 and 8. The main story is that Vash and the insurance girls are on this giant steam roller tank thing where they're traveling across the desert trying to get to the next town.
Right.
And at some point, Vash is asleep and he's dreaming. In this dream, it kind of reveals a piece of Vash's past, which hasn't ever been revealed before in the series so far. And that is a woman in his life.
Named Rem.
And so nothing has been described yet, nothing has been said, nothing has been done. Even in his dreams, it just kind of shows a silhouette of her from behind. It doesn't even really give us anything to go off of. All it says, or gives us, is that there is this woman in his past named Rem that obviously he cares about because he's dreaming about her in some kind of sense. But that was about the biggest thing that came out in the
and
first
also
episodes.
it also tells you that that he promised you guessed that it's her, that he wouldn't hurt anybody else because he says that he made a promise to her, whoever her is. And then there's that dream about Rem, which is kind of ironic because Rem is a term that's used in the study of sleep, like the REM cycles. But I feel like that has nothing to do with it. It's probably just a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. It was at this bottle.
So, anyway, the first episodes, like we said, were slow, and then episodes 9 and 10 picks up a great deal. So, in episode 9 reveals a new main character we meet, and that is Nicholas D. Wolfwood.
Wolfwood!
He is a traveling priest that carries this giant fucking cross that you see every time that he's revealed in the series, because he fucking travels with it. That's his trade. He's a priest. He moves on trying to convert people.
Yes. With his tiny...
confessional
box. Yes.
Thing. Yeah. So in episode 9, they discover him in a desert. They rescue him, and they discover this ancient fucking underground ship.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. That episode was really great because it not only introduced this new character who you realized was going to be another one of the powerhouse type characters, because I've noticed in like a lot of anime you'll have your characters that are really, really strong, and then your characters that are really, really creative in what it is that they do, that kind of help each other out. And so he's going to be another one of those powerhouse characters, and you realize that once Vash gives him the gun, and he's actually really good with it, even though he says that he's never fired one before.
A gun.
Exactly. And at the same time, within minutes of each other, there's a situation that happens where things look grim, and then Vash does something and fucks everybody up.
Which is another great release for episode 9. Wolfwood has his gun, Vash's gun, so Vash is literally unarmed against these mech things that basically are out to eradicate them, because they're just trying to get rid of anything that isn't registered in their system, because they're ancient technology, which you'll see in the episodes.
The goddamn Star Wars Episode 1 bot things.
Yeah, whatever. And so Vash is literally face to face with one of these mechs with nothing on his side to destroy it that you know of, and Wolfwood has his gun. Now, it shows Wolfwood trying to shoot it down, but he ran out of bullets, so we drank for it, because that's one of the rules.
Well.
And he leans down behind the thing so he doesn't get shot, because then he's also face-to-face with one on the upper levels of the episode. And then something happens. We don't know what yet of what happens, but it gets destroyed. Its face gets blown the fuck off.
Yes.
As well as the one that Vash was facing. Now, Wolfwood peeks over the wall and looks at what Vash is doing, and you'll notice in the episode his arm is kind of steaming. Now, you'll notice his arms are a little different. His right arm is covered just in his cloak. His left arm is wrapped in that like leather wrap bandage thing,
weird
whatever,
metal.
So
kind of. Yeah.
His left arm, the wrapped one, is steaming with something, and everything else around him is kind of like in a cloud mist thing, and everything around them has been fucking blown to bits.
Yeah, the mech that's in front of Vash has been completely wrecked, like to pieces. The one in front of Wolfwood has its head blown off, but the one in front of Vash is disintegrated, like it's just in pieces.
So this kind of foreshadows a little bit to us of maybe why Vash has the bounty on his head. Does he have this secret ability that just fucks everything and all of humanity? Like, it just blows everything up. It hasn't been revealed what it is yet. Obviously, it's a giant foreshadow, but this kind of gave us a clue as to why Vash has this bounty on his head.
As well as it's in episode 6, when he's talking with that woman, he finally like tells her that up until that point he has no memory of what's gone on before it. His memory starts there, and then he has memories of his childhood. So there's definitely something that happens in that area, of course, where where she's talking about how her entire city was destroyed and everybody had to like destroy each other to stay alive, but no one died. Exactly, which is always what happens. There's a bunch of structural damage, but nobody dies. And like there's that moment of like him apologizing, and also there's the entire moment of him inside of that oh my god, what's the word I'm looking for? Inside of the fucking giant light bulb. And he's in
the plant.
The plant, yes. He's inside of the plant, and he does this fucking thing that nobody knows what happens.
Down.
Yeah, he just fucking stops it. He's like, hey, quit it. And it's like, oh.
Alright,
cool. my bad for almost melting down. Like, that's just a power that he has. Why the fuck can he do that shit? It's fucking nuts. And I don't know if all of these things are gonna go unexplained throughout the entire series, because as I've told you, I've seen like a lot of this series, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
I've seen the whole thing, but it's been years since I've watched this entire series. Even watching these first initial episodes, like,
it's basically
I'm remembering things as I'm seeing them again. Yeah, like, my memory is a little fuzzy with some of them. I remember the gist of it, but it's coming back as we've been watching them.
And so, oh my god, like, like, all of these things, but at the same time, I feel like I'd be okay with them not really explaining exactly what happened or exactly why he can do these things. If it was, I guess it's just my personality or something, like, if it was just like, that's just because he's the main character and he's that badass, he is able to stop a plant from exploding, and you don't say exactly why, that's perfectly fine with me. I don't really need to know why. I just need to know that is now something that he can do. But yeah, that was, I mean, those first couple, there were some moments that were pretty intense, but
overall pretty slow.
Exactly.
So like we said, episode 9 and 10 picked up a lot. And as I mentioned in the beginning, we added a new rule because we got a new character.
Yes.
We wanted to add a new element to it.
Yeah.
And so because Wolfwood is our traveling priest, we added a religious rule, essentially. And anytime he makes a religious reference, you also take a drink, which is now our 7th rule.
Yes.
And so in episodes 9 and 10, because it's part of his main dialogue, it happens quite a bit. So we drank quite a bit in episodes 9 and 10.
Wow.
That re-woke us up.
Oh,
that
yeah.
really got our intake going.
And especially because, like, even in episodes 6 and 7, the entire Vash rule diminish. Oh, God, my life is a lie. Diminishes greatly. You don't hear it nearly as often as you did in episodes 1 through 5, which is what I expected and why I put the rule in play in the first place. So adding in this next rule is going to be really nice because it's going to kind of add
it's going to carry out the whole thing.
It's going to carry out and make for more drinking, which is always a good thing, I think. So on that note, oh god, I need to burp, but it's not going to come out.
So as he's trying to burp, episode 10 plays out. There's a shootout episode. There's quite a bit of drinking. Vash's name gets said. There's a lot of religious references. I can speak words.
No, you can't.
Fuck you.
Wow.
Anyway, so that's essentially episodes 6 through 10. We have a main character. We have a little bit more into the story. There's 26 episodes in the series, so we're a little bit more than a third of the way done.
Yeah.
We have about 16 more episodes to go, which means about 3 more episodes of DAC for this particular anime series.
Heck yes.
This might be the last episode of this week. Like we said last time, we were planning on getting 2 out a week. So if we don't get a third one out this week, which we might, who knows, you have to tune in, stay with us.
We'll see what happens.
If anything, we'll be back next week with episode 3, covering episodes 11 through 15.
Yes, and also, just so you know, I made the hashtag DAC for Twitter, but I realized while going through Twitter, there's a couple more things that I've used that hashtag, so I'm going to make the hashtag more specific to make it easier to connect with the audience, and that's going to be hashtag Supertoken DAC, so that, and also, I mean, you can hashtag Supertoken for anything else that you would like to do, but hashtag Supertoken DAC is specifically for the Drunk Anime Club, so that we can have this conversation through Twitter. And of course, make sure that you comment. We've gotten a bunch of comments already on the first episode, and we're so excited about that. And make sure you drop your video responses in as well, so that we can have this conversation with you, because that's what clubs are. Basically, we wanna talk. It's a great time. It still didn't come out. God damn it.
So anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Comment below what you thought of episodes 6 through 10. If you haven't watched them by this point, you need to stop. You need to go back and watch them. Come back. Comment below. Leave your video comments so we can see how drunk you got in this.
Word.
And we will respond to that accordingly.
Exactly.
So, until then, we will see you guys next time.
Bye. Bitches!